Okay.
Been singing all these songs off key, baby. Feeling like your ear is weak, baby. The band starts to play and you can't find your meat, maybe. You might need some ear training if the big jump.
Gotta listen to the ear training song
Baby.
first.
Intervals sounding obscene, baby.
It's important.
Friend since you were a teen, maybe. You might need some ear training. You might need some ear training. You might need some ear training. Oh, ear training. You might need some ear training. If you don't know what this scale is, or what this scale is, wanna harmonize with your friends. I can't say it more plainly. You might need some ear training. I got you, my friend. It is like a muscle, you need reps to strengthen. I can't stop to help you if you wanna jump in. Come get some ear training, yeah. Ear training. You might need some ear training. Ear training. You might need some ear training. Ear training. You might need some ear training. Ear training. You might need some ear training.
That's my hype song. That is literally my hype song. Like, you know how like wrestlers have songs that they come out to when they're about to, do a match? That's my song. That's my hype song. That's my hype song. Literally. Where in the north am I? I'm in New York. I am in New York City, USA. All that good stuff. But anyway, it is the last day of the year. It is New Year's Eve. Well, depending on where you are, right? Because you might be in a part of the world and it's already tomorrow. Some of y'all already live in the future. But no matter where you are, no matter where you live, I want to wish you a very happy new year. I hope you had a really cool, really safe and fun holiday season. All the different holidays that people celebrate around this time. I hope you had a good time. Whatever you decided to do, whether you were with your family, whatever. I hope that you had a great time. And I hope that you are ready for the year ahead. What's going on, Raylan? And don't forget, if you're watching me live, say what's up. I would love to say hello back to you. And so, real quick, I'll just tell you what we're going to be working on today. Today, we're going to talk about, or work on, practice, the relationship between scales and chords. So we're going to talk about how they work together, what chords go with what scales, for the most part, right? It's not going to be exhaustive or anything like that, but that's basically the topic of conversation for today. And because it's the last one of the year, because it's New Year's Eve, I'm probably just going to chill for a little bit longer. So I'm not going to just, usually ear training sessions are like 30 minutes and then we peace out. But I think I'm going to hang out a little longer today, and, let's see what else we chat about, what else we get into. But yeah, just in case you're catching me for the first time, my name is Ashley Robin. I am a singer, songwriter, producer, and I am a musicianship coach, which basically means that whatever makes you fully the music creator you desire to be, whether that's vocals, songwriting, ear training, or production, I'm your girl. I can help you in all those areas. I've got 2 degrees in music. That's a bachelor's in classical performance and a master's in jazz. Let's see. Yes, I've been singing seriously and studying music for about 18 years now, and I've been teaching other people about music or how to make music for about 13 years now. I'm a signed artist. I work with other label artists. I've sung backgrounds for live television broadcasts, live concerts, studio sessions, the whole shebang. I also get called upon as vocal director to help make sure that the background vocals are doing what they gotta do for live recordings, concerts, events, whatever, etc. I've had the pleasure of coaching folks that work with people like Pharrell Williams, Lana Del Rey, and Burna Boy. And guess what? Every time we get on here for the Robin's Nest Live, I'm your coach too. Look at that. And so the Robin's Nest Live is all about creating a safe space for musicians like you, artists like you who are serious about succeeding at the craft. I want to create a space that we can talk and chat and grow together. And so, just so you have the schedule, I am usually live on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at around noonish. I will say that this holiday season has been, a lot's been going on. And so I haven't been on, and then I haven't been on right when I wanted to be on either. But usually I am on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. Mondays we do vocal warm-ups together. Tuesdays we're not live. Wednesdays we do ear training, and Fridays we do vocal warm-ups as well, but the focus is a bit more on vocal agility. So just so you have the schedule, you can join me for any one of those days depending on what you want to work on the most. And so today's Wednesday, and that means it's ear training day. So we're going to talk about, like I said earlier, we're going to be getting into like how chords and scales interact with one another. We're going to do some practice, get our ears used to what the possibilities are when we are working with chords and scales and whatnot. Okay. And I'll tell you, I'm just getting over the flu and I feel like I'm getting sick again. I don't know why. I think I need some zinc. My best friend is always telling me I need zinc. I need some zinc. But okay, I feel a lot of congestion in my nose, but we're going to work through it. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. So if you're watching me, say what's up in the chat. Hello. I would love to say hello to you on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I would love to say hey. I would love to say hey, what's up? But let's get into it. Let's get into today's conversation. So when we do like riffs and runs, when we write as well, or any kind of improvisation, right? It's not always about riffing and running, right? Riffing and running is a very popular thing to do with vocals in modern music, but it's not the whole thing, right? It's not the whole thing. There are other ways to improvise. There are other ways to use your ear and move throughout the music. And so when we do that, we do it whether we know it or not. We're doing it based on the harmony of the music that we are listening to or that we're singing over. So anytime you want to do an improvisation and you feel like you're not really sure what you're supposed to do or like what notes you're supposed to hit and all that sort of stuff, it could be because you need to sit with the music a little bit longer and listen to what the harmony is telling you that you can do. Harmony gives us a lot of information. And when I say harmony, I'm talking about chords. I'm not talking about like harmonies, because harmonies are based on chords. So I always say, if you want to get better at building harmonies, you really want to get better at understanding chords and how chords move and how they function. So when you are kind of feeling at a loss, like I don't really know what I'm supposed to sing, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do, why is it that, my improvisations or my riffs and runs, like they're very generic, they don't feel creative enough, they don't feel like I'm making, we all have those thoughts, right? Especially if you get in a rut and you're doing the same vocal thing over and over again, right? Everybody has that moment when we're like, I do this run on everything. Or maybe not on everything, but it's like you're like, every time I sing this song, I do these exact runs, right? And eventually it starts to bug you, right? Especially if you're someone who wants to be progressively growing, you want to see yourself expanding, right? You start to say to yourself, well, I do that all the time. How can I break myself out of doing the same thing vocally all the time? Well, what we're going to do today is definitely going to allow you to have some answers and a pathway forward for that. Okay. And as I'm talking, like I haven't spoken this much all week, and I'm hearing all the congestion in my nose. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. I just got better and now I feel like I'm getting sick again. Whatever though. It could be residuals too. It could be residual congestion from the flu that I had. But okay, so let's dig in. I'm gonna turn off the beats. Turn off the beats. Oh, wait. 2 points to anybody who can say what mode this beat is in. What mode is this instrumental in? I'll give you 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Okay. That mode is primarily, that instrumental is primarily in Mixolydian mode. Okay, so if you guessed Mixolydian mode, you were correct. All right, cool. So let's grab some chords here. So we're just going to work with a regular, like a very, very common chord progression today. We're going to do a 2-5-1. So when I say 2-5-1, I'm talking about, I'm using the number system essentially to talk about which chords are being played as it relates to the scale. So if you listen to this, listen to the scale, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay. And so if I build a chord on top of those scale degrees, I am going to get a chord, right? Or a chord that corresponds with the scale degree. So this chord is built on top of 2. This chord is built on top of 5. And that chord is built on 1. So when I say 2-5-1, I'm talking about the bass. 2, 5, 1. See how that works? Okay, so the 2-5-1 pattern in music is extremely common. It is like the backbone of jazz, and it's a very important move. Okay, so that's partly why I figured we could work with that chord progression today. So let's take it slow, right? Because my goal is to show you and help us to get some practice in what we can do with these chords. So let's take a slow look at them first. Okay, let's take a slow, more calculated look at them for a moment, so that we can really get what we need out of this. So the first chord we have is a 2 chord. You must forgive my A key because she's broken. But la la la, that is a 2 chord. Can somebody tell me in the chat, what kind of chord is it? What is the quality of the 2 chord? Throw it in the chat if you know, real quick. What's the quality? When I say quality, I'm talking, well, if only people who won't have an easy way to get the answer is going to be my people on TikTok. Hey, Danny. Okay, so this sound. This is a minor chord. So when you hear that sound, yes, exactly, Gerard. When you hear that sound, it's also on the screen, but I always forget that it's on the screen. If you're watching me on YouTube or Instagram, you can see my keyboard. If you're watching me on TikTok, you cannot see my keyboard, but we're still gonna have a great time. So that's a minor chord. And so wrapped up in this minor chord, there are a couple of possibilities here. There are a few possibilities just by virtue of the fact that we have a minor triad. That's what we're working with. So it actually opens us up to very many choices. You know, if we were writing something over this or if we were singing and improvising over it, right? So when we have a minor chord, obviously, and I feel like it should be obvious, so forgive me if it's not, but when we have a minor chord, the first best scale to use over that would be the minor scale, right? The minor scale is going to work great over the 2 chord because it's minor. Ba 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 ba, da 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 da, or da 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 da. That works really well. I feel like I need to move. Let me move it. Yeah, so that you can hear the A. Right, so da 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 da. Right? A minor scale is always going to work really nicely over a minor chord, right? And so that puts us in line to do a lot of different types of practice, right? If we can train ourselves to hear, okay, that's a minor feeling, so there are a couple of options I have here. I can play with the natural minor scale. I can play with the intervals. Right, I can do that type of stuff over a minor chord. It's gonna work. But then we've got other scales that can work here too. Right? So, right? That's our minor pentatonic scale. That works nice over the 2 chord, the minor 2 chord. Right? And then from here, we can get into modes territory, right? Because there are certain modes that work better over minor chords, or I should say there are certain modes that work that I don't want to say they work better, right? They need a minor chord. Right? So there are certain modes that work with minor chords. And then there's a very specific mode that's tied to the chord, like the actual chord that we're playing. Remember that we're doing a 2, 5, 1, right? So the mode that is most native to the 2 chords, specifically in the major scale, is Dorian mode. So you might have been able to hear, like, as I was demonstrating using natural minor over this chord, my voice, my brain wanted to sing Dorian so bad, because that's the scale that naturally occurs here. La 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 la. Dang, I wish I had my voice with me. I am very congested, and so you must forgive the fact that my voice is not doing what my voice should do right now. But okay. But yeah, so you see what I'm saying? Over that 1 minor chord, we have a couple possibilities. If we know the scales that are in play or can be in play, then we're going to have, like, our creative options are going to be well in front of us. Right? But we have to practice these kinds of things, and we have to do it slowly. We have to do it with this kind of thoughtfulness. And it might feel like, scales. Why do I need to do scales? Like, it might feel slow. Like, just like, even if you take a song that the song already, you've been singing it for years. If you were to take that song and you were to sit with the chords of the song and carefully start to figure out, like, what are the ways that I can sing through these chords, you would find that when you go to sing that song next, you're like, there's going to be so much just flowing out of you that would not have if you didn't take that time. Thank you for the follow, Lee. There's so much that'll start to flow out of you that you wouldn't have been aware of unless you took that time, right? So 2 chord, it's minor, so we got the minor pentatonic scale. We got we got natural minor. We got Dorian. We got Phrygian. Got a little Phrygian over that. So there's a lot we can do with that chord. Moving on, right? If we were to do, what would it be? Come on, inversions. G. Oh, I don't even need to invert it. Wait a minute. I want to invert it though. Yeah, there it is. So we're doing 2. Jeez. Okay, do it right. 2, 5. So this 5 chord is major. Right? Can you hear that it's major? Right? It's at a different inversion than normal, but I hope that you can hear the quality is major, right? It's very different than this. This would be minor, right? But we're doing this instead. That's major. So over this major chord, what do we got? The major scale, of course. Where's she? Right? We can be very major over that. We can also do the major pentatonic scale, right? Right? We can do that. We can do little Lydian, maybe. But then, just like we did with the last chord, there is a mode that actually locks in with the fact that this is a 5 chord, right? And that would be Mixolydian. So Mixolydian is what naturally occurs over the 5 chord in the major scale, and so that right? That works really well over a 5 chord. Right? But do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? If you don't sit with the music, and if you don't like understand the relationship between harmony and scales, it makes it a lot harder, especially for those of us who really want to grow in our ability to, you know, improvise, do riffs and runs, and have them be interesting to listen to. Or if you don't want to feel like you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? So there we go. So we got 2. We got, hold on. 5. And then we got 1. And again, 1 and 5 pretty much have the same options, right? I could do I could do that over the 1 chord. I could lean into the mode of the 1 chord, right? I could lean into that. Or I could go out of the scale and I could right, hit a Lydian, because Lydian over C is not in the C major scale. Lydian over 1 is not in, it's out. Right, and I made a post about that a couple of weeks ago. Sometimes when you work with modes, you can be in or you can be out, and so it's all about what you want to evoke. What's the feeling you want to evoke? Do you want people to feel like they've left the planet for a moment? In that case, you might want to experiment with a harmony that would be considered as out. But there's things that you can do within the scale as well that are modal and would still be really beautiful and whatever have you. So it's all about knowing what your options are. That's the whole shebang. And that's what I'm really, really big on. So as a coach, as an ear training coach, as an ear training content creator, and just as a artist and as a musician myself, I have really, really seen the value of paying attention to this kind of stuff in terms of just overall confidence, expansion of creativity. There's just certain things I would not have done before I started to pay attention to these things, right? In the songs that I write, in the songs that I sing over, there's just certain sounds I wouldn't even have known were available for me to make, right? So train your ears, people. Train your ears, people. And if you need some guidance with that, that's literally what the Robin Says is here for, right? So Let's mess with the track a bit. hmm So we have those same 3 chords. Okay, I'm gonna bring the volume down a little bit because we're always getting this really stupid crackle, which I really hate, and I gotta figure that out. I gotta figure it out in 2026. Like, what is the sound? What are the sound issues that I'm having? I really can't stand it. But anyhow, we got those 3 chords. We got 2, 5, and then 1. And we sit on 1 for a while. 1. Let's take it around again. We got 2, 2, 5, 1. Right? You feel that? 1. We're in the key of C. Sing your scale with me. Let's do it. Descending. Right? So we're able to do that, and it doesn't sound too crazy because that's the scale that we're in. We're literally in the C major scale. We're using the C major scale. So when you know what key you're in, you can pretty much, choose the notes from that scale, and they're probably gonna work, right? You might get some dissonances here and there, but it's not gonna sound crazy, right? So that's why it's so great to know what key you're in, where your 1 is, what's the tonal center of this sound, right? It's 1. 1 always sounds right, even when the chord is not 1. That's the unique quality of 1. Right? It is the center of the universe. 1. It's a little dissonant, but it still works. 1, and then 1. Right? That's why sometimes you hear songs and the only note is 1. Right? Because if I wanted to, I could just stay on this note the whole time, and you wouldn't care about it because 1 always works. You get my point? All right, cool. So, there we go. So the major scale works over this whole thing. So now, let's go chord by chord. All right? We're gonna go chord by chord, and we're gonna sing the major scale from the bass note on every chord. This is going to make us a little modal, right? But this is how modes work. So again, if you are interested in learning how to use and apply modes, this is one of the ways that you can do it. But if you want to get really good at it, Modes Workshop Live is coming. Modes Workshop Live is on its way, but I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit. All right, so every time we get a new bass line, a bass note, our 1 is going to change. And we're going to start the major scale from that bass note. Take it all the way up. All right? Cool? So, here we go. Let's just practice the 1s. Dorian, Mixolydian, and then Ionian. See? Right? Let's do it again. So. I really wish I wasn't so congested. One more time. La 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 la. Cool? Good. So that's how that would work modally. So naturally, these notes are already there. They are inside of the scale. Right? And so if I want to tap into what's modally already inside of the scale, right, I go. Right, so what I did was I found all the money notes of the corresponding mode of the chord. Right? So I'll do it again. I'll show you what I mean more slowly. Okay, so over the 2 chord, we have Dorian, right? So we need that major 6. That's a major 6. Mixolydian, I need a flat 7. And for Ionian, I need that major 7 sound. You see what I mean? So, major 6, flat 7. Right? So what does that lead me to do? It gives me options. It gives me options. But you're not going to know your options unless you can hear them. And the only way you get to hear them is if you practice finding them. Oh, my audio was out. How long was my audio out? I'm going to fight. I want to fight. Oh my gosh. It's back on though now, right? Because I don't know. Everything is working on my end, so I don't know why the audio goes in and out. But I'm glad that it's back. And I hope that it's still back. I hope I didn't speak too soon. I hope it's still back. Let me know. All right, but yeah, you see what I mean? You see what I mean? Did that happen too on Instagram as well? Did you lose my audio? Insta? Let me know. And TikTok, let me know as well. Okay, if the audio's out, let me know. But okay. But you see what I mean? I might have to repeat everything I said now because my audio was out. I don't know how long the audio was out. Okay. I don't know how long my audio is out. I'm not sure where to start. Okay, basically, we're identifying like what scales work and what our note options would be if we were going to improvise over this chord progression, right? The chord progression is 2, 5, and 1. So 2, just by nature of it being 2, right? Dorian mode is already built into that, right? So if I want to do Dorian mode just off the strength of the 2 chord, all I have to do is find that natural 6 from the bass note. I got to find a major 6 from the bass note of the 2 chord, and that'll give me a Dorian sound, right? So, right? So, over that 2 is going to put Dorian in play when that chord happens, right? So I'll do it again. Right? That feels, it's like subtly Dorian because it's diatonic. You're not really gonna feel it as much, personally. Well, not personally, but that's how I might. For a second, but it's back. Okay, all right. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know why that happens, but okay. So we got the over the 2. Then when we hit the 5, right? If we hit that flat 7. And this is, when I say flat 7, I mean it's a flat 7 away from the bass, right? It's So flat 7/8 from the bass. Right? Let me slow it down for a second. Right? I'll slow it down for a second. So, where are we at? Right? That's a very Dorian sound. Right? Then when we go to 5, we're on, the pedal. Why is the pedal activated? Okay, there it is. So then when we go to 5, which is, that's not 5, Ashley. That's 5. Okay. When we hit that, we hit that F natural. That's gonna give us a. It creates a dominant 7 chord, but the dominant 7 is the chord of Mixolydian, right? So when we hear that 5 chord, we know we can do that, right? And then when we get back to 1, major 7 on the top, and then it gives us that really delicious, right? So if you want to start to be creative with your runs or start to explore what your options are, right, this is one way, just by identifying the notes that, the notes that make you feel what you want to feel, right? And you may not want, just because Dorian is possible doesn't mean you want to use it. Just because, Phrygian or whatever else is possible, doesn't mean you want to use it. But as long as you have that palette, or just because you have like every color on a painting palette, it doesn't mean that every color is necessary for every painting, right? So the same thing is true with music. Just because you know the sound and you can make the sound technically, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should. Doesn't necessarily mean that you should. It doesn't mean that that's what's going to serve the music best. So you just want to make sure that you're making thoughtful choices. Thoughtful choices. So we turn it back on, right? How that practice is now informing the choices I can make if I'm just gonna, do something over that chord progression. If I want to write something, it's good to know what my options would be. All right, so now let's go out. Those choices would be in, right? Let's go out. So how about we go out? We just need to reach for some notes that are not in the scale according to the chords that we have, right? So for instance, 2 chord is minor, so that means I could use any minor mode. Right? So if I wanted to throw in, what's that note? If I wanted to throw in an E flat to make it Phrygian, that would feel very strange. Right? That doesn't necessarily belong over the 2 chord in the C, in this particular scale. But because it's minor, it will work. I can make it work. That's why I love modes so much. That's why I love modes and setting scales and stuff. So we can go out. We can do Phrygian over the 2 chord. Right, one more time. That would be really gross. Right? So that would be our options there. Right? So then for the next 2 chords, the 5 chord and the 1 chord, right? Because if you're just joining me, we got 2, right? That's 2, this is 5, and then we're at 1, okay? So over the 5 chord and the 1 chord as well, right? If I want to go out over the 5 chord, I could do Lydian, right? So I would have to hit that note over the 5 in order to do Lydian. Right. 5 chord, we could hit the sharp 4. That would be considered out. We could also hit the major 7, right? Right? That doesn't necessarily fit within the scale either. But it's a choice. It's a choice that you have. Okay? And then over the 1, the same choices are available there as well. It's a 1 chord. So really, the only thing that actually is correct would be, that's within the scale if we're talking modally. Right? But if we are wanting to be out over the 1 chord, right, then we could go, that would put us in Lydian, and we're out. Or we could, and this is great because we only have a major triad. That means that we could throw in mixed Lydian. Right, so right? Yeah. Okay, so why don't we, this might be a little challenging. It might be a little challenging, especially if you haven't studied modes before. If you haven't studied modes before and like you don't really know how to find the modes notes over the chords, this might be a little difficult, but let's do a little bit of trading. You can repeat after me, or you can do whatever you want to do, okay? But I'm gonna do some improvising with the choices that we just discussed. I'm gonna leave space for you to do some improvising. Now you can use the major scale all up and down this whole sound because we are in C major. So you can, you can do that. It's gonna be fine. You can do that, right? And then if you want to tap into some mode stuff, right? Remember that if you use every bass note as a 1 and then just walk up the major scale, you're going to get the native modes of that chord, right? So there's that. And then if you want to go out and borrow notes from other scales to make things modal, you can do that too. But let me tell you, if this is your first time hearing anybody talk about this and this is the first time you're going to try it, it might be a little hard. But I will say, if this is something that you want to get better at doing, I have so many resources. That'll be helpful. Okay, so I'll get into talking about them in a moment. But let's just try it. So we're going to trade. Right? I'm going to improvise. Then you're going to improvise. Are you ready? Get your voice revved up. Let's do it. Okay? Here we go. I'm going to go first. Ba, 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 da, 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 ba, ya, da, 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 go. Okay, my turn. Sean, I will keep it up. I'm really glad I've been helpful to you. Go. 2 more rounds. My turn. La. La 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 la. Go. This is the last round. Go. options. Right? And that was more modes focused, right? Thinking about what scales work over what chords. But there's another way to do this that, it's kind of the way that most people take these days, and nothing wrong with it, But if we use the pentatonic scale, we can actually do quite a bit over all these chords without thinking too much. Right? That's one of the benefits of the pentatonic scale. The pentatonic scale is one of the most widely used for improvisation because it works over everything, right? So, I gotta find it. Hold on. Pentatonic and came down major scale. But you see what I'm saying? So if you just go like, like there's nothing, none of that is gonna not work. You see what I mean? So if you just like study pentatonic patterns, and this is kind of why people who do a lot of pentatonic runs, they get a bad, sometimes people talk negatively about people who do that, because you really don't have to think. You really don't have to think about pentatonic runs, right? If you know the pattern and you want to go for that feeling, that's the thing. All these scales and things, they're feelings. They're feelings more than anything else. And so when it comes to R&B, or even pop, where the pentatonic scales are used a lot, that's because the pentatonic scale carries a feeling that's very important to R&B, and by pop, because these days pop is extremely influenced by R&B. Pop might as well be R&B sometimes, But anyway. Right, so if you go, I went out. I'm going back and forth. Right? And I'm being I'm not even really thinking. I'm just kind of doing it, right? So that's the benefit of the pentatonic scale. You can use it as a bridge to get from one idea to the other, right? So if I go, put a pentatonic figure in between here, in between there, right? And link all my ideas together. So if I want to be in or if I want to be out, I can use the pentatonic scale to get me from one place to the other, to fill in the space. You see what I mean? So with the pentatonic scale, you don't really have to do as much studying as I'm saying. So let's practice pentatonic scale for a moment. Okay, so the pentatonic scale is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. We skip 4 and we skip 7. Takes all the tension out of the scale. That's why you can use it anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1. 1, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. 1, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1. 1, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. 1, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it on na. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 time. Ascending. La. One more time. La. Descending. La. Do it in tune. Don't do it like me. Ah. Okay. So now that the next thing from that would just be to determine the placement of the run, right? The placement of the scale. But the scale itself, I'm buffering? Oh no. Okay. Well, I hope that it's not too bad for everybody in terms of the connection. And it doesn't seem like my sound went out. So just keep me updated, guys. Keep me updated on the experience that you're having. I want to make sure that these lives only get better. So just feel free to jump in the chat and be like, hey, Ash, this is horrible. And I will work on fixing it as soon as possible. All right, cool. But you see what I'm saying? Right? So we can use the pentatonic scale as a bridge, and then we can place it. We got to pay attention to where we put it, right? Because that'll give us different feelings, right? So remember that scales go like octave based. What? Meaning that, hey twin, you can go like all the way down, right? So okay, I don't know what's up with because I have all my Wi-Fi bars. I don't know what's happening. And then to me, I look clear. Like I'm not getting any your connection is bad things happening. Okay, cool. You went out and came back. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on, but whatever. All right, all good on YouTube. All right, perfect. All right, keep me updated, y'all. So, you see what I mean? So we gotta place it. What is happening? Oh. Okay, sorry. But yeah, so my point is the pentatonic scale works over everything. You don't have to think too hard about it. It will always work. And so in order to be like very strategic about how you construct your runs and things, you want to think like, okay, what are the big notes that I want to hit? What are the notes that I want to hit when each chord hits? Like, what are the notes about the chords that I want to highlight? And how can I get to them in ways that are pleasant to listen to? Right? How can I get to these different spaces that, how do I get to these different spaces quickly using the scales that I know? Right? So for instance, thank you. Thank you, Shay. But yeah. So let's talk about what the options are one more time. Right? So we have a 2. In fact, let me pause it, because whenever I have a track going, I feel very pressed to speak in rhythm. I feel very pressed to speak in rhythm. It's just me. I don't know why that's happening, but okay. Instagram and YouTube. Are y'all fine? YouTube is fine. I heard. Instagram is fine. Right? Confirm. Is Instagram fine? And then just let me know. TikTok is not really hard to go out and come back in. It's not hard to do that. But yeah, TikTok is being a jerk. Okay, so Instagram and YouTube, y'all are fine. So then let me stop and come back on TikTok. End it. Yeah. All right, we go out. Okay. And then if I come back in, is it the same? I'm going live. Let's see if that made it any better. But anyhow, I'm hanging today. It's the last day of the year. It's the last day of the year. So I'm fine to hang out today. But anyway, so if we take it slow again, remember we got a 2 going to a 5, landing on a 1. Right? So if we pay attention just to the bass notes, right? That 2 chord. We hit this note over the 2. Or that's going to give us Dorian. But also, we don't have to always go modal, right? There are other notes we can hit. Hi, Taro. We got right? So we got there are those notes we could choose from, but we can also go make it feel like Dorian. To give us a minor 7 chord, right? So we can do that. We can do that over the 2, but then we can also go out of the scale. Go for Phrygian, right? We can do that over the 2. Let me turn this pedal off. So we can do that over the 2. Then when we go to 5, oh boy, G, B, D. So then when we hit the 5 chord, we can just use the notes that are there, right? Right, we can bring those notes out, or we can bring out the mode of the chord, right? The 5 chords mode is Mixolydian. So, right, we can do that. Right? So if we sing the flat 7 over a G major triad, we're going to make a G7, which is cool. Right? So you don't have to hear a G7 in order to sing a G7. Right? So we got that. Then over 1, we've got, right, we got, we also have, right, and all that can happen over the 1. So if we know what can happen over every chord that we're working with here, then we can start to draw lines between the things that we want to hit or the things that we want to emphasize, right? So whenever you think about improvising, whether it's, just singing the song that you're singing differently than you usually sing it, right? Because improvisation has many forms. It can be rhythmic. It can be note-based, so meaning changing the notes of the melody. Or it can mean, like, we could also be talking about, doing riffs and runs, and so just be aware of that. So the point is, though, when we're dealing with a song and we're going from chord to chord, you can think of it like, okay, I am basically creating what I like to call sonic bridges from chord to chord. There's a way to get from chord to chord that will allow people to hear that we're thinking about what we're doing, right? So that's what I was saying earlier. Sometimes the pentatonic scale gets a bit of a bad rap, or people who use it a lot get a bad rap, because you don't really have to think about what you're chaining together harmonically if you just use a pentatonic scale. that's a good thing. That could be a good thing because, like I said, every scale is a feeling anyway. So if you want the feeling that the pentatonic scale gives, then use it. Absolutely. If you want to sound, pentatonic scale has a way of making things sound very soulful, right? It's not just a scale though. There are other elements that have to go into that as well. Let's be real. There are other elements that go into that too. But just in terms of the notes, the pentatonic scale has a way of making things sound very soulful. So if that's what you're going for, or maybe, emotional or heartfelt, if that's what you're going for, then yeah, go ahead and use it. Go ahead and use it. And that's the other thing too. The more you practice and the more these scales and sounds and things become feelings to you, as opposed to all this mental musical gymnastics where you're like, oh, I need to prove to these people that I'm a musical person, so I'm going to use modes, or I'm going to use this, or I'm going to do that. If you're thinking that way, this is going to become, it will all fall flat. And it's not going to have the effect that you want. It's not going to be felt. It's just going to be a thing that you're doing. But the more you practice this, like you do that kind of work where nobody can see you. When nobody can see you, that's where you get all cerebral and you're like, okay, I want to use these modes. I want to use this scale. How can I tie these two chords together? How can I bridge these sounds together? That's the type of stuff you want to be thinking about for the most part inside of your practice time. But when you're performing, you don't want to be like, oh, I gotta pull all the stuff out because I want everybody to think that I'm a musical person and I know what I'm doing and I want I want to be shiny. Right? You get what I'm saying? So yeah, there's a space for it. There's a space for it. But if, I just want to encourage you not to be so much in your head about this stuff when you're already singing. Because when you're in front of people singing or when you're in front of people making music, the point is to communicate. It's not about, how many scales can I do? It's about how can I use the stuff that I practiced when nobody was looking and when nobody was listening? How can I use that stuff to say what needs to be said to the people who are listening to me? How can I use all the tools to communicate or to tell a story or to make people feel what I'm feeling? Hi, Lucas. I hope that the chord videos are helpful. Thank you. Thank you for replaying them. Thank you for the for the replays. I really appreciate that. Yeah. So, yeah, the practice space is when you think about all that stuff. When you go to sing, when you've got all this stuff baked into your musicality as a feeling, as a tool that gets your story across, then when you go to sing in front of people, it's just going to come out based on the feeling. Like when I was learning how to drive, my dad told me that eventually what happens is the car and you meld. And that sounds kind of weird, but I think it's absolutely true. When you learn how to drive, it's almost like you don't even have to think anymore about where you want to move the car. If you think to yourself, I want to switch lanes, your hands, your feet are all going to start the process of moving you over. And you're not going to be thinking about like, okay, I need to take my left finger and hit the turning signal. And then I need to take the wheel and I need to turn it to the right a little bit so that I can cross over to the right. Like you're not thinking that way when you drive. Your mind is thinking, oh, I want to go over there. And then your body starts to move the car to the lane that you want to be in, right? And I think the same thing is true when it comes to singing and making music. When it's time to perform, first of all, you can only use what you got, right? So, to go back to the driving analogy, if nobody ever taught you how to drive, if you never learned how to drive, that whole analogy is not going to be applicable because you haven't taught your body what to do when you want to go to the right lane. You know what I mean? But if you taught yourself what to do when you want to go to the right lane, and then you put in enough repetitions, it's going to be just a matter of thinking it, and then your body's going to do it, right? Then your hands and your feet, the gas pedal, the, signaling, the way you turn the wheel, all of that's going to come together to make it happen. So the same thing is true for music. You got to put your coins in. Right. Right, exactly. Some of us can't even parallel park. But when you're performing, when you're making music, when you're writing, when you're arranging, right? That's when all the practice is going to come out of you, because your mind is going to be, or your mind should be, on the experience that you're looking to create, not necessarily on, how many scales can I use. I was just talking to somebody I'm coaching, an ear training student of mine. We were just talking about this because they were saying, like, I got to learn all these scales, but, it's not just so that I can know the scales, right? And I'm like, exactly. Hi, Kayla. I'm like, exactly. I'm not taking you through scales and intervals just so that you can know your scales and intervals and then, okay, cool, great, you know your scales. No, the scales and the intervals are supposed to be there to help you in the process of creating music and creating an experience for people. So part of that is about, you got to learn the scale, but then you got to use the scale. Then you got to put the scale where it's supposed to be. You have to study, okay, this is the scale that I am studying. Where does it go? How is it applied? How do I write with it? How can I, build chord progressions with it? How can I create melodies with it? All that stuff is, that's the point. That's the point of all this. All right. So anyway, I feel like I went on a bit of a tangent, but not really. It wasn't really a tangent. But yeah, so that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna take a second because I asked my community on the Robin's Nest app what they wanted today's live to be about. I don't know. Sim, are you here? If you're here, Sim, let me know. But okay, so Sim said how to take a song you like, understand why you like it, and then apply it to your own singing and songwriting. That's a good discussion. I like it. I think we could talk about that real quick, too. Okay, but I wanted to make sure that my nesters had a say in what we're talking about today, because it's the last it's the last day of the year. It's the last day of the year. But okay, so maybe Sim will catch the replay. But yeah, I think that actually segues really nicely into what we were already talking about. So the question is, or the thought process is like, okay, how do I take a song that I like? How do I understand why I like it? And then how do I apply what I like about it to my own singing and songwriting? Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. So let's talk about that. Okay, so I think one of the most powerful things about ear training is the fact that we can do just that. Meaning, we can hear something in a piece of music that we really like, whether it's a chord progression, whether it's a melody, whether it's a rhythm, whether it's a run, whatever. We can listen to a song and figure out, okay, what is it about this that makes me feel the way that I feel? Like one of my favorite instances of this I actually used not too long ago, right? If you remember, like a couple years ago, it feels like ancient history now, but a couple years ago, when Stranger Things was extremely popular, right? A song from the show went viral. It's a song from the 80s by Kate Bush called Running Up the Hill, or Running Up That Hill, right? And so, it would get stuck in my head all the time. It would always get stuck in my head. And I'd be like, if I only could, I'd make a deal with God and I'd get on with, like I would, that was like my vocal stem for days. And so one day I paused and I asked myself, like, why do I like it so much? Why do I like singing it? And I discovered that for me personally, I really enjoyed that drop. Deal with God, right? That's my favorite part. And so then my next logical question was, okay, well, what is that? What is that thing? Hell yay, hi Sim. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so is my audio good? Let me know if the audio is good. I don't know why the audio keeps going in and out. I'm looking at the control room. It looks like I have sound. I'm not sure if you can see or if y'all can hear me now. Let me know. From what I'm looking at, it looks like y'all are not here. Okay, good. You're here. Cool. So I kind of have to ignore everything. I don't know what's going on. All right, cool. Anyway, so I said to myself, okay, what is that thing? Because, again, my favorite part was that deal with God. And I'm like, why do I like singing that so much? Well, first of all, let me figure out. There's not really a why, right? It's not like, it's a good sound. It's a good sound. It's a good sound. So it's not about like, okay, why do I like this? And why am I the kind of person who really likes this? Right? That's not really it. But it's like, okay, I know that I like that. I like that feeling. I like that drop from, I like that. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, what is it? Right? I, got to my keyboard and I discovered that interval is a minor sixth. Right? So I figured that out. All right, cool. So I said, okay, I like descending minor sixths. And I discovered that about myself. I like singing descending minor sixth. And so I said to myself, well, I should probably put one in a song of mine because I know that if I put it there, I'm going to really enjoy singing it. I'm going to really enjoy singing it. And honestly, it's as simple as that. It's as easy as that. Right? I figured out what it was using what I know about ear training and theory. I know what it is now, right? So if you hear a song, you can figure out based on your ear training, okay, what chords are being used? What's the bass line? How does the bass line move? Because it could be any one of those things that's making you feel particularly drawn to a song. It could be the harmony. It could be the bass line. I love me a good bass line. I love me a good bass line. Right? So it could be the bass line. It could be the chord choice. It could be the intervals that are being sung. It could be the intervals that are being harmonized. And if you sit with it and you figure out, okay, what's my favorite part? What's the part of this song that makes me feel whatever it is that you're feeling? Just isolate it, figure it out by ear. And then just take it like a Lego piece and put it somewhere that applies. I would say first thing would be to make an attempt at writing something that includes that. So for instance, I figured out I really like descending minor sixths. So then I was writing a song. Actually, the song I put it out last year. It's a song called Call Me, right? It's on all streaming platforms, shameless plug. But there's a part in the song, right? I go, if you ask me, I can run at full speed, right? Full speed. That minor sixth drop, I put there on purpose because I knew that if I did, I would really love singing it. Right? And so it was a functional choice. It was a choice that I made for my own happiness, right? And you can do exactly the same thing. So you come across a song, you really like the chord progression, you really like the harmonies, or you really like the intervals, you just like the way the melody feels. Then you sit with it, you tinker with it. Like, okay, what is it about the melody that I really am like loving here? Is it the rhythm? Is it the way that the words are being said? Is it the notes? Is it the scale that's being used? Maybe I just really like songs that are in Phrygian mode, or I like songs that are in Lydian mode, or whatever, right? And it's not a complicated process. All it takes is for you to ask yourself the question and then go find the answer. Right? I like this. Not why do I like this really, but like I like this. What is it? What is it made of? What makes it tick? And then from there, you kind of can take that and just put it somewhere else. So like I was saying earlier, start by seeing what you can write around that piece of music that you really feel drawn to. So if it's a chord progression, see if you can write something to that same chord progression. If it's a rhythm, see if you can write something that has a similar flow. If it's a harmony, see if you can write something that uses the same chord, right? Because a harmony is a chord, right? When we sing harmonies, we're singing chords, right? So if you figure out the chord, then you will be on track to figuring out what the harmony would be so that you can replicate that feeling in whatever you're writing. Make sense? I hope so. I hope so. But yeah, good one. Good question, Sim. And I'm really glad that you were here to hear the answer. That makes me really happy. That makes me really happy. But for those of you, who are not aware, I have a community. It's called The Nest. It is a really, really, really cool bunch of people. And essentially what happens is every month I teach 3 workshops. I teach vocal workshops, songwriting workshop, and ear training workshop. We talk about a different topic in each of those areas every month. And so if you're in the Nest community, you have access to all those classes, right? If you're not in the Nest community, you don't have access to any of those classes. But there's also an online community on the Robin's Nest app as well. So it's like this whole big package deal. It's really, really cool. And so that question came directly from the Robin's Nest internal community, So if you'd like to be able to ask me these kinds of questions more often, if you'd like to be part of my classes, part of workshops and all that sort of stuff, because really my whole thing is, how can I help you be more like the musician you desire to be? How can I help you be the artist that you desire to be, the songwriter you desire to be, how can I help you have the ear that you want to have? And I've worked with all I want to say the spectrum of types of experience levels that you could be at, right? So maybe not like the most advanced of the advanced yet, not yet, but very beginners have worked. I've worked with people who are just getting started, and I work with people who are touring professionally. They're on the road right now, right? And so like there's really no the Robin's Nest is for everybody. I'll just put it that way. There's something for everyone. So if you want to improve your vocals, your songwriting, your ear training in the upcoming year, join us. If you'd like to, the link is in my profile if you want to jump on that. If you're watching me on YouTube, the link is in my description. If you want to be part of the Nest, there are so many ways that you can be part of the Nest. You can join the workshop series. You can become a coaching student. I do offer coaching, private coaching, one-to-one. Vocal, songwriting, ear training, and music creation as well, or production, whatever you want to call it. But I offer coaching in those 4 areas too. And I'm running a coaching sale right now. So my best coaching packages are 25% off until the end of tomorrow. So if you want to do private lessons with me, like you want to do vocal technique, or you want to get some songwriting coaching, you want to talk about modes, you want to learn modes, or any scales for that matter, in a private session, you absolutely can. Just don't miss the sale. Don't miss the sale because it's going to be over at the end of tomorrow. But yeah. And while I'm on the subject, Modes Workshop Live is coming back. It is coming back. Modes Workshop Live is, I think it's like, in general, the Robin's Nest favorite class. Thank you for the follow, Toby. It's like the Robin's Nest favorite class. It's my favorite class. But it's the class that people have been like, when are you teaching it again. Please teach it again, because I would like to be there when you teach it, right? So it's kind of like a Robin's Nest favorite. But essentially what it is we work on the modes of the major scale for 8 weeks. We completely immerse ourselves. We plenty of exercises. You understand how each of them work. You got playlists so that you can listen to them and start to see how they feel. Challenges, giveaways, like a whole shebang, all dedicated to modes for 8 weeks. And by the time we're done, your ear is so much sharper, and it positively affects everything that you do musically going from that point. So we're starting Modes Workshop Live in February. If you want to be part of the class, highly recommend that you get in there as soon as possible, because I do not have infinite seats. And also early bird, there's early bird registration available right now. So don't miss that, because, you know, when the early bird has flown away, you get what I'm saying? You know, it won't be the same in terms of registration. But if you want to join me for, yes, personal ear training classes, exactly. Just me and you working on whatever you want to work on. Yep. But yeah, if you want to join me for Modes Workshop, or you want to join us for Modes Workshop, because it is a group class, but it's so much fun. You meet people. There's like a community, a camaraderie that gets built. You get to be part of the modes community. I actually have a Robin's Nest modes community where all I talk about is modes. And every time I do a modes post, if you're in the community, you get to see the behind the scenes of that, like how I put it together. Because a lot of times, you know, I don't typically explain what I'm doing on socials. I don't. But if you want to know what I'm doing and why, and like all the inner workings of how it goes, then the modes community would be great for you to be a part of. But saying all that to say, Modes Workshop is coming. Modes Workshop Live, I should say. Modes Workshop Live is coming. Modes Workshop is actually an automated course that you can get anytime you want. And it has all the modes, it has all the exercises, has everything that you need if you prefer a self-led approach. But if you like live classes, if you like to be able to ask me questions face to face, if you want one-to-one help and all that sort of stuff, then Modes Workshop Live is definitely where you want to be. So don't miss it. There's early bird registration. Like I said, early bird registration is available. And yeah, if you want to check that out, actually, I didn't put it in the link in my description, unfortunately, on YouTube. But if you're watching me on Instagram or you're watching me on TikTok, if you go to the link in my profile, you will see at the top of the page that Modes Workshop Live is coming. I'm so excited. It's my favorite class. It's my favorite class. It's my favorite class to teach. We get such cool people. Everybody's always excited to grow their ear. And like by the time we get to the end of it, like we're all in such a different place, and we're all, you know, closer together. You know, it's not the destination, it's the friends you made along the way. So I love teaching Modes Workshop Live, and I hope I'll see you. Hello there. But yeah, I hope I'll see you. I hope I'll see you there. You got time, but you don't have forever. So early bird registration is available now, and then it won't be. So, you know, get a move on if you want to come. Okay. Let's see. What else y'all want to talk about? What other questions y'all got? What other questions or thoughts are in the chat? Let me know. 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 You know what we didn't do? We didn't practice. Let's see. So we did like note highlighting. We did a little bit of pentatonic scale movement. So let's practice then. Let's combine the pentatonic scale with the money notes that we identified. Let's see if we can move and hit those notes. Okay, so here are the notes. We're going to stay in for now. We're going to stay in. Where's my... Okay. So we're going to stay in. And what I mean is, you'll reach your daily limit in 15 minutes. Thank you, TikTok. Okay. So we're going to stay in, meaning that we're only going to use notes that are part of the scale. Okay. And, because I know that everybody really appreciates practice with modes, let's do it from a modal standpoint. Okay. Because there's so many ways we could practice this, but I'll take the modes route because I know, the people like modes. Okay. So we're going to stay in. We're not going to do anything out. We're going to stay in. So the 2 chord corresponds to Dorian. The 5 chord corresponds to Mixolydian. And the 1 chord corresponds to Ionian. Right? So the chord pattern is 2. That's Dorian. 5. That's Mixolydian. Then 1. That's Ionian or major. 1. Right? So that's the Dorian money note. That's the Mixolydian money note. That's the Ionian money note. Okay, let's just hit the money notes. Do with me. So one more time. Okay, so those are our money notes, right? When we hit those notes, we bring out the mode of the chords that we're working with right now. Okay, so the first note, this is the major 6 over the 2. That's the flat 7. And this is the major 7. Okay. One more time. This creates a minor 6 chord. This creates a G7 or a dominant 7. This creates a 1 major 7 chord. So that's why we're going for it. All right, cool. So we will interchange, or my words are not working right now. We will alternate. That's the word I was looking for. We will alternate. And the goal will be to hit those notes over those chords. And you can do whatever you want to get to the note, but you have to hit the appropriate note over every chord. Okay? And remember that these are not the only appropriate notes, but we're just working on, we're doing a little modes work right now. Okay? So, are you ready? I'll go first. You just gotta hit the notes. So, go. Your turn. Okay, my turn. Go. Okay, last round, my turn. Cool. So how was that? Was that hard? Was it challenging? Was it a good challenge? Because hard is not bad. Challenging is not bad. Challenge is what makes the brain grow. So how did you do? And it's exactly these kinds of exercises I highly recommend. Like, any songs that you want to perform, songs that you want to get better at performing, if you find the instrumental of the song and you practice it this way, like, don't sing the song, see if you can figure out what notes from the harmony you want to bring out when you sing the song. And it will totally change, like, your riffs, your runs, your improvisations, no matter what your improvisation looks like, right? You may not be a riffer or a runner, but you might be someone who likes to change the melody when you sing certain popular songs. You might be someone who, likes to, just take things in a different direction. And so this is the kind of practice that allows you to know what your options are. That's the biggest thing. When you feel stuck in terms of improvising and you feel like you don't have good things to do, it's really just a matter of you needing more practice. It's just a matter of you needing more practice and more of this kind of practice so that you know what's possible. Okay? Makes sense, y'all? Okay. I've been on for like an hour and a half. This is like the longest live ever. It's like the longest live ever. Well, actually, no. No, it's not the longest live ever. On Black Friday, I was live all day. I was live, not all day straight, because that would have been crazy. But I was live for most of the day. I was sitting right here, looking right at you for about 9 hours. It was fun. I had a good time. If you were there, I hope you had a good time too. Okay. So, who's out there? Say what's up in the chat if you're still on. I would love to say hello to you. Let's see. How are you finding the harmony notes in real time? Well, I know what I'm looking for. So I think that's one of the biggest benefits of ear training in music theory. It's not about, again, it's not about just having all these scales and things and just being able to sing scales, and it's not about that. It's about being able to get to exactly what you want over and over again, right? And so I'm able to find the harmony notes that I want because I know exactly what I'm looking for. For instance, over the 2 chord, we were going for a Dorian, and I know that in order to achieve Dorian, I need to hit a major 6 between the bass and my voice. And then also too, I know at this point, I know what that sounds like. Like, I don't even have to think that hard about it sometimes. I can just go to the feeling, right? But it makes it faster. If you know exactly what you want to hear, you will find your harmony notes way faster. Right? So like every time I do like any type of harmonic arrangement and I post it or whatever have you, that came from me making a specific choice about what mode I wanted to explore and what note it would take in order for me to do that. So you'll be able to find harmony notes faster the more you handle them, the more you work with them, and also the more you understand what you're looking for. Yeah. Yep. So my mind at this point, and this is not unique to me, by the way. This is not like, oh, I'm so cool, I'm so magical, I can do this. That's not my point. If you practice, with me or without me, you'll get to the point Well, with me, you'll get there faster, but without me, it's possible too. But if you practice this stuff, you will get to the point where you're able to effectively utilize the information to find what you need. You'll be able to pinpoint it. Like, yeah, this is a minor chord. I need a flat 3 against the 1. I know exactly what this sounds like. I know exactly what that feels like. Right? But it just all comes from study and practice. Word. Word. Any other questions, y'all? Hi, Tay. What's going on? What's going on? Bow, 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 bow. Well, I'll tell you what. I might wrap it up. But before I do, I want to say something. It's the last day of the year. We're going into 2026. The Robin's Nest has a lot of stuff. And when I say the Robin's Nest, I mean me. Because it's me. It's really me. But there's so many things that I'm very, very, very excited about coming up on this new year. There's some new stuff I'm going to be putting in place for us. So if you are in the Robin's Nest community, you will be able to take advantage of this stuff way before anybody else. For instance, I'm very excited about this. For instance, Robin's Nest open mics are coming. So for my nesters who want to practice performing and putting themselves in positions that require them to, use their voice and put yourself on the spot, if you want to test out new songs, whatever have you, the Robin's Nest open mic will be the perfect place to do that. And you can also choose, right? This is not something I'm going to do for everybody. This is something that you can choose if you're a nester. I will give you feedback on your performance. So it'd be almost like kind of performing, but then also sort of having a lesson as well. Okay, so it's going to be a lot of fun. That's not something that I'll just do automatically, but if you want me to, that'll be a feature of the Robin's Nest open mic so that you can get better for the next time. So we're probably going to do them either once a quarter. There'll be a Robin's Nest open mic, maybe once a month. I don't know. We'll see. But definitely once a quarter. So I'm really excited about that. That's happening in 2026. Like I said earlier, Mo's Workshop Live is coming back for 2026 as well. That's my 8-week live interactive ear training session where we talk about all the modes of the major scale. You get tons of practice with it, exercises, guidance, community, all the stuff that's going to change the way that you make music in ways that you can't even put your finger on yet. It's going to be so great. So I hope that you'll join me for that. Nest workshops are always in session. So every month I teach songwriting, vocals, and ear training classes within the Nest. And the only way you have access to those classes is if you're in the Nest. So if you want to check out how you can subscribe to the Nest, the link is in my profile and in my description on YouTube as well. And then finally, my coaching sale is almost over. So if you want private coaching, one-to-one, vocals, songwriting, ear training, and music creation or music production, whatever you want to call it, if you'd like to do private sessions with me, this would be the perfect time to get a package because it is on sale. They are on sale. Okay, so some really, really strong deals for the sale that will set you up real nice for whatever your music goals are in 2026. But the sale ends at the end of tomorrow, so jump on it. You about to miss it. You finna miss it. You finna miss it. So don't miss that. But saying all that to say, the Robin's Nest is not what it is without you all. Okay, so whether you're in the Nest, like you come to the workshops or you're my coaching student or not, whether you just pop onto the lives or you're in the comments of my posts, I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. You are the reason I do what I do. If you've come to my boot camps before, Speaking of which, you can sign up for that too. Boot camp is coming back next week. We're getting started next Monday. So if you want to learn how to find keys by ear, how to harmonize, or how to follow the number system, follow chords, definitely meet me at boot camp. But no matter how we've crossed paths, I want you to know that I appreciate you. I appreciate you. If you're in my lives, sending me mad hearts, I appreciate you. If you put the little decal on my forehead even one time on TikTok, I appreciate you. If you've been hanging with me for the Robin's Nest Live on Instagram and on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I appreciate you. I cannot do this without you. It literally makes no sense. None of this makes any sense if y'all don't show up. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to say that to all of you, you know. And I know not everybody is here, but for those of you who are here, who are catching it right now, and for those of you who maybe catch the replay on my YouTube channel and you see it later, I want you to know that I appreciate you. And I'm really, really happy that you're here. I'm happy to be here to help you with whatever you need help with. You know, it makes me really happy. Are you releasing new music in 2026? I'll let you do with my facial expression what you will. Is Ashley Robin gonna get up off the sidelines in 2026? Is Ashley Robin gonna get up off the sidelines in 2026 and give the people something new to listen to? Stay tuned. Stay tuned to the 2026 season. And the answer will become apparent. The answer will become very apparent. But thank you for asking. It's nice to know that you want me to. It's nice to know that you're waiting for that. So I won't let you down. I won't let you down. Okay. All right, y'all. Any other questions? And it's fascinating and also very annoying that I really do appear to be getting sick again. I just got over the flu. In fact, if you've been waiting for me to do my my holiday cover, I couldn't do it. I couldn't get it done because I was sick. I've been sick, people. I've been sick. And so I wanted to do a Modes cover of my favorite things. And it's gonna happen. But y'all just gonna have to get it, and it's not Christmas no more. Well, my favorite things technically is not a Christmas song. So it's more of a winter song. And that's not even, I don't even know if that's canon. It's from the Sound of Music. So I don't know who decided it was a Christmas song, but my point is, it's not on time, but you will get it. You will get it if you stick around and keep your eyes open. My cover of my favorite things will be out soon. And, well, I should say posted soon. I'm probably not going to release it or anything, but it'll be posted soon. Okay. I have taken note. I've taken note, Joshua. But yeah, so, what was I saying? Yeah, my favorite things. I think you all are going to enjoy it when I do post it. But I started it because I said to myself, hey, I know I'm sick. I know my vocals are not vocaling like they should, but I'm going to try to do it anyway. But now that I feel better than I felt then, I feel like I can really, really give it my all. But I'm also feeling sick again. So I don't know. But anyway, point is, before springtime, you will have it. You all will have it. Okay, I gotta work on it though. But yeah. All right, y'all. We had a good time. We had a nice long live session today. Oops. Hold on. TikTok is so overbearing. But anyway, we had a nice long session today, I think. Will I be on Friday? Depends on how I feel. If I am genuinely getting sick again, then maybe I won't be on Friday. But if I feel alive, then we will be on Friday. It'll be noon, and the focus on Friday will be on vocal agility. So we'll either just work on some vocal agility exercises, or we will analyze a run. Somebody in the nest did text me a specific run that they wanted to check out. So I want to make sure that I do that. And if you're picking up what I'm putting down. If you're in the nest, you get priority on all this stuff. So you can put stuff in the comments, and I love you. So I'm going to figure out how I can incorporate it. But the people in the nest really are the ones who get the full or the first say on what I cover and what I talk about, even on a live that's on YouTube or Instagram or whatever have you. So just, take that into consideration. If you're in the nest, you do get, more of a say on this stuff. But yeah, somebody in the nest reached out and said that there was a riff that they wanted to study. So we might do that. But again, if I don't feel very well, I would rather wait for the following week, or I would rather wait until the next time I can go live than subject you all to my very congested singing. So we're going to play it by ear and see how it works. But yeah, until then, I'm going to skedaddle. Happy New Year, everybody. If you're in some part of the world where it's already tomorrow, Happy New Year. If you are in the States with me, you haven't yet crossed over into 2026, Happy New Year's Eve. I hope that you have a great, whatever you do for a New Year's night. I go to church. But whatever you do for New Year's night, I hope that you do it safely and happily. And 2026, I am very excited. I'm very excited about all of it. And just know that none of it is possible without y'all. So thank y'all for being here. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Pray for me if you pray. Because I don't know what's happening, but, I hope to be